Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Light Sports Ramble. I really have to stay on task tonight. I have technical difficulties with the phone, and this topic can really get me off in about 800 different directions, as I'm sure it will with you guys. I'm going to ask this before I even get started. Tonight, I'm throwing out an idea, and I want the listener's opinion so that I can have another episode and as soon as Monday. So over the weekend, I'm hoping you guys will tweet your opinion on this topic or put it on my channel so that I can actually have another episode about this on Monday. The topic tonight, how do we define elite quarterback? Now, it's not who are the elite quarterbacks. Don't get me wrong. I want to talk about how will we finally define elite quarterback. Because I don't think you can. Because if you go to Webster and you look at the true definition of the word elite in Webster, paraphrasing it, it is a group of people that are the best of their society or group. And then it goes on to say that can be based on power, talent, or wealth. Now that is kind of vague in itself, people. Because again, it goes to how do we define the word best of? But if we go truly by the definition in Webster, the best talented. But how do you define the best talented? Is it winning Super Bowls or is it stats? I don't think it's neither. I don't think you can take one or the other and say, well, you're the best of. But we say when somebody wins the Super Bowl, that they're the best that year, right? So they would be the best of their group, which would make them elite. And I don't believe it. There's been a lot of mediocre quarterbacks that have went to the Super Bowl. Well, not a lot, but a few. The one that comes to mind right off the top of my head, Trent Dilfer. Even he'll tell you he wasn't an elite quarterback. But he managed the team. But based on that definition, that year, he was the best of his group by winning the Super Bowl. Now, the other part of it is based on wealth. And I don't agree with that either. There's been a ton of overpaid quarterbacks. And if we're going to purely go off talent and wealth, then we're already throwing RG3 and Andrew Luck into elite status because they have talent and they have the wealth. But I don't agree with it. So I think what I'm saying is I don't even agree with the term elite anymore. Not after I looked up the definition. Because you can't base it off a Super Bowl win. Because I think Joe Flacco's a good quarterback, but I even discussed this a couple days ago. The reason Joe Flacco got his paycheck and the reason they won the Super Bowl is not because of Joe Flacco. It was because they had all the pieces in place. They had that running game to keep the defense guessing. They had a very solid defense. And yes, Joe Flacco's a good quarterback. But he's not the prime reason that the Ravens won the Super Bowl. In my opinion, an elite quarterback, throw the stats out. Throw the championships out. Can your quarterback, when you're down in the fourth quarter, put that team on his shoulders consistently and put them in a position to win? And I say put them in a position to win because all of us have been in a situation where the quarterback drives them down the field and guess what? The kicker misses it. And they could have won the game. Is that the quarterback's fault? No. Not really the quarterback's fault at that point. The kicker missed. So, I want your opinion, people. How do you define elite? And we're going to discuss this again on Monday. My definition is throw the stats out, throw the Super Bowls out. Can your quarterback consistently take the ball and lead your team into a position to win in the fourth quarter? And I'm talking game in and game out, very consistent. So with that said, people, my Twitter handle, it happens 70. I want to hear your comments or leave them on my YouTube channel. Let's debate this again on Monday. As always, people, my pleasure. I'll see you at the next red light. Have a great weekend.